So my name is Dr. Kende Makinde. I happen to be the managing director of Totmark Farmer Center, and all that we do is everything that has to do with agri business. I am a veterinarian, and I also involved in farming business. I have my farm, and I'm also into distribution of everything that farmers needs, ranging from poultry feed, veterinary drugs and vaccines, and even agrochemicals for those who are involved in crop farming and so on. As far as I'm concerned, I know that it's important that we all get it right when it comes to agriculture, and that is why we take our time uh, to bring our guests from time to time so that we can benefit from their wealth of experience. So having said that, we're going to open this meeting by uh, all starting with our national anthem. Thank you very much. Uh, just like I introduced myself, my name is Dr. Kenny Makinde. Without wasting time, we will go straight into our presentation for today. And I'm glad to let you know that the speaker of this afternoon is already in the house. He's a senior friend. And man, I told him that I have an assignment for him. He graciously accepted. Yes, this is our virtual farmers forum for this month. It's important that from time to time we keep educating ourselves, we keep encouraging ourselves, because farming business is great for us in Nigeria, and it's something that we cannot run away from. In fact, we have not started when it comes to farming business in Nigeria. It's in Atlanta this January, and what I saw there is an evidence that we have not started. Even though we have not started, we can see that many people are still trying to get out of the business. We that are stakeholders in the industry are not so happy with things, and that's why we have taken it as responsibility to need to keep encouraging ourselves so that we can continue be in business. And of course, for you to be in business, you must be getting something. So if you are not getting what you are getting, Mr. Tope, you need to please mute your microphone. Now, and so if you are not getting what you desire to get, definitely could be discouraged. That is why this afternoon we have come with a topic that if you know what to do and you do it rightly, you are going to keep gaining from the industry. And so our speaker today is by name G.T. Suryebo. He happens to be a veterinary doctor and also a businessman. The businessman is a man that is experienced when it comes to these agricultural businesses. And he has laid his hand on quite a number of things, and he will be able to share out of his wealth of experience just this afternoon. And I'm sure that after the presentation, we are all going to rub minds together. We will ask questions so that we can be sure that we're doing the right thing. Once again, you are welcome. You can unmute yourself, sir.
All right. My name is Babajide Shoibo. I'm a veterinary doctor by the grace of God. I graduated some few years ago. I've been in a multinational company before I went into my early 2000s. So from my own experience, I want to share with us what can help us to have strategies in place for a successful agricultural business. I've been into poultry farming, I've done egg production, I've done broiler farming, I've done importation. Now, by the grace of God, I just commenced the production of veterinary drugs. So I believe I'm in a good state to share with us uh, the little experience that I've garnered over the years. Number one thing that we need to know is that to have a good, successful business, you must have a solid business. We must have solid business plan. Every one of us, before you go into business, do your documentation. The problem we have in this part of the world is that we are so emotional. We think having seen a colleague do this business, having identified an opportunity, we can just jump into that business. And whoever does not plan has already planned to fail. The black man does not like papers, and I'm guilty of it also, I must tell us. We must sit down and do what we are thinking about. The people who have gone ahead of us in the business world are planners. It's like a man who is going to Ibadan, who does not plan for the trip and just picks his car, only for him to get to Mowe to find out that he doesn't even have enough fuel in his car. He doesn't have enough money to even buy the fuel. A day before any business trip, and long before it, in fact, the average traveler must have sat down to look at the cost and the implication of leaving, say, Lagos for Ibadan. So in anything that we want to do, not just business, we must sit down and count the costs, have a solid idea of what is ahead of us. So sitting down to plan is honestly more than half of the business. On paper, we should have seen what the business has in terms of potential, if it is worth pursuing or not. And I want to tell us quickly that you don't do a business plan alone. You must bring in professionals. You must bring in, number one, an accountant. Look dispassionately into that business. You must bring in even a lawyer in some instances to help you to look at the legal implication of what you are doing. Some of us buy land. We don't involve lawyers. If you are planning to succeed, you must have a good business plan. Sit down and look at all of the implications of this business before you embark on it. Many people have gone into so many businesses, particularly the agric business, without first sitting down to look at the future of such a business. You know, agric business is not like any other business. There are so many variables that we don't have control over. It's not necessarily first manufacturing. We are dealing with instances, in many instances, with life. We are dealing with poultry, we are dealing with piggery, we are dealing with fish. So there are variables, there are natural issues that may come up in the course of pursuing this business. You may need to involve an animal scientist. You may need to involve a veterinarian. If you don't have the money to do this, at least have friends that you can appeal to look at these things for you. If we sit down to look at our business before we embark on them, I'm sure many of us will not be where we are. Sometimes from your business plan, you will find out that the business is not even feasible. So it will be better for you to have pulled out before you even embark on it. Many businesses failed at inception. Many businesses were abandoned just before the business was to commence. I've seen people who began poultry farming, and within a year, the poultry farm folded up. An animal scientist or veterinary, we must humble ourselves, look at the business holistically. Otherwise, we will run into problems within a very short time. So a solid business plan is the beginning of what is going to be a successful agricultural business. We must sit down, take time, dispassionately to look at the business before embarking on it. It's a strategy that is number one. It's like football. If a coach does not first to look at what the year is going to be for him in a season, many months of football, you can't play football with 11 players. You reserve team, you must your own, even your own administrative staff. Football is not as easy as many of us will just sit down in front of the TV and analyze. So it is with business, and more so agricultural business, where a lot of natural factors come in. So we must look at this, and we must involve as many people as possible to help us look at our business plan before going ahead with it. Number two is that many businesses are not customer focused. Many businesses are built around the business owner. And it's a problem with us in this part of the world. We build our businesses around ourselves. We focus on profit. We focus on our own convenience. I used to go to a poultry farm in Ibesa some years ago. It was called Convenience Farm. I don't know if many of you are very big, at least for that time, well, good staff. The man started the farm, brought in day-old chicks, got to point of lay, there were no cages, no provision for laying pen. And he had employed so many staff. Of course, it closed down as soon as it came up. So we must first have the customer, even in terms of designing your business. How, imagine a retail outlet that doesn't have provision for a sitting area for customers, for instance. You know, such a business is not customer focused. You must carry your customers as more important than you, that is the business owner. When you go to a banking hall, you know the first thing that will hit you is the AC at a cost. They want to make you comfortable. We must learn from other businesses to put customer first. This is the beginning of making money. If you don't put your customer first, you will run into problems. If you're a poultry farmer, for instance, and you don't have a place for those women that come to buy eggs from you, you know it's a matter of time. If you don't have good relationship with them, if you don't have even personal relationship with them, little things like just a WhatsApp group can go a long way in retaining customers. Like what my brother is doing, this is a Zoom meeting for stakeholders. It's commendable. Customer focus at every junction. We must go back to the fundamentals of business. Agri business is first a business, and customers must be carried along. Number three is we keep learning. We keep learning. The day you stop learning is the day you stop living. We must keep learning. No matter how long ago you left school, whatever you learned in school by now is stale. Agri business is no longer what it used to be. Dr. Kennedy just tell us that when he went outside the country, he saw people, that country, the things they were doing, it was beyond belief. And it was obvious that we have a long way to go. We must keep learning. You must keep learning. If it means going for training, go for training. Many of us are not finance managers. You may be an animal scientist, you may be an agronomist, you may be a retailer, but you may still need learning, training. You can go for short courses. You can go online and learn. There are so many materials online today that you may not even spend money other than having data and your smartphone to learn. Keep learning, keep learning, keep learning. It's a mantra I believe in personally. Many of us, after graduation, we stopped reading. If you are going to last in business and make money, you must keep learning. Technology is improving every day. Before COVID-19, how many of us knew about Zoom meeting? But now, in the convenience of our homes, many of us are listening in and are learning also. So for you to succeed in business, one of the strategies you must adopt is lifelong learning. Never come to a point where you think you know it all. Brother, you don't know it all. No man knows everything. That's why we have employees to cover for our gaps. If you know you have a deficiency anywhere, learn to cover by training and retraining. If you don't know what to do, employ somebody to take over that position in your company, even if it's on temporary basis or on contract. Not all of us can do everything. We need each other. Then number four is you must set clear goals. Clear goals. This is very important. If there are no clear goals, there will be no way to measure success. You must have measurable goals that at the end of a period, say the end of a year, you can look back and say, what did we achieve in this business? What did we achieve on this poultry farm? I went to a poultry farm some years ago here in Lagos. No, actually the farm is in Ogun State. And when I went in there, I saw the son of the poultry farmer smoking weed on the farm with his friends. And I saw him and I just kept quiet. I was shocked that the son of the poultry farmer would be smoking weed with his friends. Of course, within a few years, that poultry farm closed. But another son who I also saw another time on that farm, going through the analysis of the data of the farm, he had a staff whose daily job is to tell him egg production, and it was done in graphs so that he could see the progress of the farm. So when their father's farm closed, he went and started his own farm. unlike the brother who was smoking weed on the farm. You must communicate your farm goals, your business goals to your staff. Every staff must have a goals. His expectation as an employee on that farm or in that business must be spelled out. Don't just employ people because your mother-in-law said there is one son somewhere, one brother somewhere, one sister somewhere. If you have no goal, you will employ people you don't need on the farm, even if they are your children. So you must have measurable goals, achievable goals that will help you to guide in the farm. All right. Next slide, please, Doctor. We are going to be talking about the next issues for me is mentorship. Mentorship. Next slide, please, Doctor. Mentorship. Many of us went into business without learning from another person. If you want to succeed in life, first learn from somebody. Humble yourself. You cannot know it all. I know a man who started an insurance company, and today his children have taken over that insurance company. But he made sure that before the children will even be employed in his own company, they went and worked somewhere. For many years, he kept them away from his own business, that they may learn how business is done. So we all need mentorship. You can't just start a business without first learning under somebody. Even if you have just gone into the business, have somebody somewhere that you can call on at any time and say, Oga, this is what is happening to me. Or be on a platform and throw yourself out to people to know what you are going through. Whoever isolates himself will isolate himself for slaughter. If you watch wildlife movies or documentaries, you will see many times when the lions or the cats are chasing one animal, the first thing they do is to isolate it and they pounce on it. Don't isolate yourself. Seek for somebody who has been in this business before you. Develop a relationship with such a person. Learn from him or her. It will save you a lot of money. It will save you a lot of time. Which also brings us to networking. You cannot isolate yourself. We cannot it. You must belong to associations. You must be in meetings. You must be on platforms. You must be able to tap information as quickly as possible. Some of us, by nature, we are reserved, we are quiet, fine. But please, go outside your own convenience and seek to relate with other people. A lot of information are free if only you network. No matter how small a person is to you, he or she can have an information that you need somewhere down the line. So effective networking means that you are also actively participating in that network. Today, there's even what we call network marketing. You may not even need your own money to be part of this network marketing. My wife is into network marketing and I see results. What it involves is that you just have contacts. Be friendly, be an extrovert.